nicely formatted.
Yeah.
20 slides in 20 seconds, you're not going to learn very much. But I figure this first slide is up for a long time, so I can say a great deal. So I'm Edward Summerfield. I'm just completed my first month in my third startup, and it's still very exciting. I'm learning PHP now, so this is what I've learned in a month. I'm not going to teach you PHP. I'm going to show you the really cool things PHP can do that blew me away. So, look out for bold type. I'm going to tell you that before because I didn't do a cool presentation like this guy. I'm trying to bring out pieces of code in samples, so there's a lot of code in this. Okay. All right. The presentation is written in PHP and JavaScript. Are we ready?
Oh, you really got the time?
It was invented back in '94. PHP 5 was released a couple of years ago, and it's the first real object-oriented release of PHP. They pretended to be OO before then, but this is when they started getting serious. And since then, really cool OO frameworks have been arriving. And moving on, so so you got the basic types, but moving halfway down, resource is any file descriptor or image or something like that, so that's kind of an interesting generic type. Mixed is any number of different types. PHP is an optionally typed language, but you can use these things to restrict. Moving on, closure support. So you can, there are a number of ways of walking through arrays, and you can create a function with arguments and a body and pass it in. It's much more verbose than our lovely Ruby, but you can do it. I got that one through. So the reduce is creating a new array out of an existing array. So similar concept as the one before. Create a function, pass it in, and everything that's returned is put into the new array. PHP unit, really good unit test framework. It's got some nice ideas. You can use these comment style annotations to tell the unit test framework what to do. So if you throw an exception in this method, it will be accepted if it's the right exception, and give you a test failure if it's the wrong exception. Pretty cool, I thought. Data providers, so you can define sequences of data to be passed to a test. So the method at the bottom is the test, and you can't see it on the right, unfortunately. But there are two arguments to that test method, and so in this would run that test twice, one with each of the array in the data providers. That's pretty cool. Okay, you can write your own. Okay, I'm probably repeating this one too much. Create a function, pass it into your own method. Call a closure. Oh, that one was too long. 20 seconds was way too long for that one. Oh my gosh. I'm going to scroll on this one. Alright, so dynamic methods. The call method is like method missing in Ruby. So you can create dynamic proxies and wrap instances and do all that cool stuff that we can do in Java or Ruby. Same thing, but properties in this case. So a dynamic set and get method, so you can assign, I guess at the top I should say that a little bit. So if you're assigning a variable or getting a variable from an instance, it'll call the set and get method if that property doesn't exist. Class construction. Oh yeah, if you construct a child class, it doesn't call the parent class's constructor. That's very annoying. So you've got to manually put that parent call in every single time. Okay, that's another long slide. Oh, type units. Here we go. So, okay, this is too much code. So you notice on the sum method here, I'm putting a type in the argument list. So it'll actually validate that type. The first test here will fail because I'm passing an int in. So it's an optionally typed language from that perspective. Oh, you actually have interfaces. So Java-style interfaces. Same thing, you can use them to type your classes if you want to. So this gets around some of the Ruby problems. Duck typing might be exalted as a great thing, but it also causes lots of problems because you can't find the classes that export a particular interface. There is no namespaces in PHP. However, if you stick underbars between some words in the class name, you have to put the class in the right directory structure. So it's sort of a pseudo namespace thingy, except you have to specify the whole name with package every time you construct it. I think it's time for a break. 20 seconds. Hurry up.
Where's your timer?
I don't know. I'm wondering about that.
Scroll.
Yeah,
Oh,
scroll.
scroll up. All right, you got 9 seconds.
I'll slide for it.
Oh, there you go. Performance. PHP is slower than Ruby. People obviously argued this point, so this is just one of the slides of many that people put up there. But it's not regarded as a problem to scale Ruby. The massive, really fast Ruby, PHP sites out there. It's just one of those inevitable things that people are going to talk about. How fast has PHP been adopted, and is it still going? As of what, about August 05, it slowed its increase in adoption rate. I don't know why. Maybe Ruby came along. When did Ruby Rails start?
About that time.
Oh, so this was an interesting slide. It's talking about why you would choose one of these languages. So you choose PHP for scaling, Ruby for dev speed and maintainability, and Java for development tools, because you need them, I guess. It's interesting. Apache on the internet, 50%. Well, that's Apache.
First Apache 1.
That's a 1, yeah. Then 2 is 18%, right? 6 seconds.
Yeah, it works with IS and everything too. So.
Yeah. So this is the number of large installations of PHP, and it's measured based on the number of IPs seen from a particular domain. So PHP is regarded as deployed in 46% of large infrastructures.
You have that file off the French side, I guess?
Yeah. All right. I thought you finished this.
Oh, and then the rest of your presentation is a 30-minute video?
You can't hear the sound.